everyone, and welcome back to Butterfly Dreams Crochet. My name is Jeannie, and welcome to my Crochet Corner. Today's December the 16th, 2020. Thank y'all so very much for spending time with me here in my corner. I really, really do appreciate it. Now, first of all, I know y'all are probably looking at my mannequin, wondering what is that she's wearing. And did I pick a name for her? I did. And my daughter Sarah is the one who came up with this and made the suggestion that I name her Eula, which is my grandmother's name who taught me how to crochet. So I don't want to just call her Eula. I want to call her what I called her, Momo Eula. So let's welcome Momo Eula to the Crochet Corner. Now she is wearing a shawl that I made using the Lion Brand Shawl in a Ball in the rainbow colorway. I didn't follow a pattern. I just kind of did what I did with it. But I think it turned out beautiful. And Momo Eula says she loves it. It is perfect. So, no complaints, right? which to me is an honor for her, for me to name my mannequin Momo Eula. Because she is the reason why I crochet. I'm try not to get teary-eyed. I do every time I talk about her because I miss her so much. I spent a lot of my childhood with her, even as a teenager. I would just rather be with her and my papa daddy than I would be at home. And it wasn't because I got to do what I wanted to do like a lot of the other grandchildren thought, or anything like that. I just love the environment. I love the fact that we would crochet together. And they taught me a lot about life in general, because you got up in the morning times. You didn't get back in that bed until it was time to go back to bed for that night. If you took a nap, you took a nap on a pallet on the floor. And during gardening season, we would get up. I would go out there and help in the garden, whether it was hoeing, getting all the grass and the weeds out, or picking the vegetables. I have shelled so many peas and butter beans and cut up so much okra and corn off the cob and everything in my life as a child. But I loved that. So I just always enjoy spending time with them. And even on days I'd go to work with my papa daddy in the cotton fields and be sitting on the tractor or the cotton picker with him. So I love it. And then I would help out in the little community, and I would cut grass and make little money doing stuff like that, for some of the older people in the area that couldn't do it. So I just enjoyed life back then. And I wish times was still like that. Okay. So I told y'all a couple of weeks ago that I'm back. So y'all gonna get at least one video a week out of me. It may be some weeks where I can get two in. But right now I'm going to do one a week. Got a little bit to talk about. I invested in a Centro a while back, not knowing what I was getting into. And I ended up getting the 40 needle Centro. I used it a couple of times. I really didn't like it. Now, I have loom knitted hats before. I've got the round loom knits for different size hats and stuff. Now, I have loom knitted some of those. Hold on a second. Matter of fact, this is one that I did on the loom. And I used the mandala sparkle on it. And I did 2, I'm trying to see, 3. I used 3 strands. And I made this one. And this is it's double brimmed here, but it's not doubled all the way. And then I used the same yarn and I made a pom-pom. And it sparkles. So this is one that I made on Loom Knit. And I just became not necessarily impatient with it, but with carpal tunnel and trigger finger, it kind of got difficult using that loom, that pick all the time. I call it a pick. So I invested in the Centro. Well, I got the 40 needle. It makes, I used it a couple times and I really didn't like it because of the way it kept hanging up or whatever. So I said, well, I'll try it again later with some different yarns and everything. And I went on YouTube and found some videos of people using their Centros and how much they loved them. And I'm like, okay, so let me try it again. So this is a little bear that Kendall, Kinsley, and Kingston, 3 of my grandbabies, got me for Valentine's Day last year. And it sits in here in my crochet room with me. And it says, love you, Nana. And I made a little hat. A little Santa hat for it. And I gave him 2 candy canes. Yes. So, I used the Line Brand Just My Stripe to do this little hat on the Centro 40 needle. So you can see how little the hat is. Of course it stretches some, but not a lot more. But I do have small grandbabies, so it'd be perfect to make them some little hats. So, I made that little hat. And I made this little hat. Let me get it right quick. Hold on. I had it sitting on top of the mannequin. Now, this is done in the Red Heart Super Saver Polo colorway. I believe it's polo. Now, I hadn't quite finished yet. I still got, but it's reversible as well. I still got my string up here for a pom-pom to go on. So it's reversible. It's doubled. And this is the other side. And if you flipped it up and gave it a brim, that is what it would look like. So those were made with the 40 needle. So I said, well, I want to make some bigger hats, so I need a bigger machine. So I got the Centro 48 needle. And I have gone haywire. I've been making some hats. I'm not going to show that one yet because it goes with something else. Now, I'm not going to show that one yet. Now, I have joined the Hat Not Hate campaign. So I'm making blue hats for Line Brands. Hats Not Hate campaign for anti-bullying. So I'm just getting them over here to show y'all what I've done. Now, Dana with the Triple C and Joe Show, our creatively created crochet, inspired me to do headbands. I was watching one of her craft hour lives that she does every morning at 9 o'clock Eastern time, which is 8 o'clock Central. And she was making a headband or head wrap on the craft hour live that morning. So I came home and I whipped up one. Mine's not as pretty as hers was because she used different colors. But this is in mint. And I'm giving these to my niece because she loves them. She calls them ear warmers. And she's got the Simmons ears, so she's got some big ones. That's one of our traits. The Simmons ears is trait, so. And then I made this one, and it is sparkly. Look at all of that sparkle. Look at there. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Sparkle for days. Now I used that yarn that I used is Ice Yarns in the Cakes Glitz. 95% acrylic, 5% metallic lurex, and it's a lightweight number 3. It's made in Turkey. Now I have crochet with that yarn, but I don't like how it crochets. A lot of people have said it's similar to the Lion Brand Mandala Sparkle. I don't think so. To me, the lurex that they use in this reminds me of the icicles that you used to get on the and put on the Christmas trees, just a thinner version of it, and it's wrapped around the yarn, so it does come loose a lot. I don't care to crochet with it, but I will work it up all day in the Centro. And I made a hat out of it. Look at that bling. It sparkles and it blings and it shines like diamonds. Look at there. So that is that side, and if you remove the pom-pom, you have a two-tone gray side. And I believe I'm going to send this to my niece as well. I think Autumn would like it. So then I made this one for Hat Not Hate, and this is done using Red Heart Super Saver Ombre in the blue colors. This is some that I had left over, and it was just enough to make this one hat. So this is another one that I made using Red Heart Super Saver in Royal for Hat Not Hate. This is one I made using Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted Heathers in gray. And hold on, I got it right here. Okay, the color of this part is Donahue, and the red looking color, it's got a leaf on it, is Red Heather. So one is a heather and one is just the Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted yarn. So and I got some yarn to trim up here that poked through the top, but if you reversed it, then you would have it that way. And of course, flipped up with the brim, that's what it would look like. I don't knit. I've tried knitting. I can knit a hat. I have knitted a hat. I don't know where it's at, but I have knitted a hat. But anyway, I just let the machine do the knitting for me. I take the easy road. The next one is done using the Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Plaid Planned Pooling. And I made 2. And these 2 was made using one skein. And I don't have the label, but I made 2, and it is so soft. And I know crocheting with this yarn, you have to start at a certain point and you have to work so many chains past that point to get the plaid pool part going on. It was just a little too much for me to even concentrate on. So I turned them into Hat Not Hates. I have one more skein of it, and I'm going to make 2 more hats with it for Hats Not Hate. And I will leave the dimensions of how many yards it is per skein and the colorway on the screen. And I wanted to see what it would do with a bulky number 5 yarn. I got this yarn from Mary Maxim. It had to be on sale. And I've been wanting to try it. And it's the color Skyline. It's called Mary Maxim Aspen. It's a bulky 5. And it's 100% acrylic. And it's 130 yards per skein. And this is what I had left. But look at those colors. Beautiful. So I made a hat with it. And I think it turned out pretty good. Now, it's a super thick hat. It's good for Up north right now, where you got all that snow and ice hitting the ground, definitely keep your head warm. So you can do it with the brim or without the brim. It did good for the most part, but there is a couple of places that you can tell that it kind of wanted to skip, but it didn't. But the stitch is a little bit bigger than the others. Now that is just the yarn looking like that. But I love them colors. Now these last two, I use some of the yarn from my knit crate boxes that I get every month. I don't know what the yarn is. I could not find the labels, but y'all will probably remember it if you get the knit crate. It's not the sock yarn club that I'm in, it's another one. I can't remember what it is, but I made this one, and this is two different types of yarns. I know the lighter one is part cotton, and this other one is got merino wool, superwash merino wool in it, but it is beautiful. And purple is my color, and I put a lavender pom-pom on top of it. Lord, lost my train of thought there for a minute. So, and I made two. Put a white pom-pom on one and a lavender on the other one. And I ran out of the darker purple, so I joined with the lighter to finish this one. And if you flip it, you see the more lighter side. But it's still gorgeous. So, and on this one, if you flip it, you get a really pretty effect that just happened right there. Goes all the way around. It's just how the yarn fell. So I know I'm sending one to my niece because she goes to the same school that my daddy graduated from, that we graduated from, and everything else. So and the colors are purple and white. So I know I'm sending one of those to her. A couple of videos back, I showed y'all the blanket that I was working on for my granddaughter. Showed y'all one completed Daphne blanket, and I showed y'all one that I had not completed. I have completed it. And it's folded, just so y'all can see it. But isn't that beautiful? And like I did with the other one, I made two squares identical and put them across from each other. So that one is finished, and the yarn that I used was the Just Yarn Worsted by Premier that you get at your local Dollar Trees. In the colorways, and I'll show y'all on something else that I made. And I still got two skeins of each color left except for the white. So I said, I want to use all of it up. So I made a hat. This is purple, carrot, vibrant green, fuchsia, daffodil. Flip it out. You got your white, your turquoise, and again your daffodil. Those are the colors of the blanket. Now the white is the Premier Basic, because I ran out of the white Premier Just Yarn Worsted. So this is the hat that I made to go along with the blanket, and I did control these colors. So then I still had a whole lot left, and I'm like, okay, you need to make something else to go along with the blanket. And as I was cleaning up my crochet corner and changing things around, I came across my styrofoam wreaths that I had bought from Dollar Tree. So I made a wreath. Let me show y'all. That she can hang on her room wall to go with her blankets. Isn't it pretty? The only color missing is the white. And I didn't want to add white to this one. But you have your carrot, your vibrant green, your yellow, your fuchsia, your purple, and your turquoise. So, and I added the butterfly to it, which I already had the butterflies. And all I did was wrap some black yarn around the reef and spots, and then hot glued all of the pom-poms and the butterfly to it. And I'm going to make a chain to hot glue to the back of it for them to be able to hang it on their wall. And I made the my other granddaughter that's getting one of the other blankets, I made her a reef to match hers. Check it out. Look like a little flower. Aren't they pretty? And y'all, they're so easy to make. You get the little styrofoam from Dollar Tree for $1. You make your pom-poms and hot glue them to it. And if you want to add something, you can add it. If you don't want to add a butterfly or any other kind of little piece to it, you could do a bow from it. And I am planning on making them another one and getting a big initial to sit right in the middle of it. So I love them. I think they are pretty. I sent pictures to their mamas and they said that they are going to love them. That's all my makes. I am working on a project, a whip, and it is the Chris Lynn cardigan by Ruby Webbs. It's a paid for pattern, and this is what it looks like. It's done using a bulky 6 yarn. Now her pattern only goes to an extra large, and I said no big deal. I sat there and I looked at how the size is increased, how the stitch count increased for each size. And I said, well, I'm just going to do that for the size that I need because I'm obviously bigger than extra large. So, and she does hers in a bulky 6 yarn. And I'm like, well, I got a lot of bulky 6 that I got at Michael's. And if y'all watch that video of my Michael's haul for the $5 grab bags, I got a lot of the Line Brand Woolies Thick and Quicks. And for an extra large, she said you would need 15 skeins of the loops and thread cozy wool, which is 90 yards. Comes out in about 1,350 yards to make the extra large. So I come in here, I check to see how many skeins of the Woolies Thick and Quick that I got. And luckily, these are the bonus bundles. You know what that means? You get more yardage. And I said, oh, I got 9 of this color. I love it. And I was planning on making a throw with it for the living room. And I'm like, that's fixing to get turned into a cardigan, baby. Not a throw. So this is the yarn. And it's 174 yards per skein. And I have 9 of them, y'all. So that is plenty to make this cardigan. This is in Spiced Apple. And look at those colors, y'all. Just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. This is 80% acrylic and 20% wool. So it would be really, really warm. And on a day like we had today with the wind blowing and raining, it's cold here in Alabama. And it was a high of 40 something. And I know y'all people up north like, well, that's warm. It can be 10 degrees up there. And it's warmer there than it is here at 40 something. Because we have wet cold. Y'all have dry cold. Done been there. Done experienced it. So I am on row 19 of the back panel. And this is what it's looking like so far. Now she don't work her panel straight across. You have an increase on it and then you do a decrease. And it's done using the herringbone half double crochet. So This is what it's looking like so far, but look at that color, y'all. And I started on this last night, and that's where I got to. And when I ran out of yarn, I said, well, I'm going to stop there for tonight, and I'll pick back up on it tonight. So after I do this video, I'm going to go get in my bed and turn TV on and watch some more Lifetime Christmas shows and start back crocheting on it. I should be able to get the back panel made using about 2 skeins and maybe a little bit more. This was done doing increased rows. I'm doing just regular rows now, and then I'll start into a decreased rows. So I might be able to use 2 skeins to get the back panel done. If not, it'll take 2 and a little more, and I'll still be left with 7. So I should have enough to finish it. I've got 42 rows to do of the back panel, and I'm on row 19. And then for the front panel, I will have 20 rows to do for each of those. So I should have plenty. And then the only thing left on after that will be my sleeves and the ribbon around the collar and down the front and around the bottom. So I will definitely show this to y'all again. Let y'all know the progress that I've made on it. And of course, y'all will see the final version of it. So, but that's all I have for tonight. That's it. I'm not going to hold y'all any longer. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And if you do, please hit that thumbs up button. Leave me the comments down below. I love getting them, and I read every last one of them. I may not always respond right away, but I will eventually. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell to all. That way you'll know when I put out another video, and you don't want to miss what's coming up. It's going to be a shocker. Y'all going to be surprised. But yes, I have gotten a lot done. I've been busy. Busy. So I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night and stay hooking. Bye-bye.